Hi guys, and welcome to a book haul. Let's just get started. The first three books I'm just gonna haul together because they go together. I think the fourth in the series came out this year, but I've heard nothing but good things about these fantasy books, and I did buy them on sale, like if you bought them together at a used bookstore near me, so I bought them all together. But it's The Reaper of the Gates and The Ember of the Ashes novel by Sabaa. I have no idea what these are about, but I've heard nothing but good things about them, and can't wait to get into some good fantasy. And everybody's ranting, like raving about the book 4 in the series, so I'm excited about it too. But yeah, I got Ember in the Ashes and A Torch at Night and The Reaper in the Gates. But yeah, let me know if you read these, if you liked them. I'm excited to read them. Let's put them right here. Okay, the next book, I'm so excited. I was sent an advanced reader copy of it, and it's Kate Quinn's The Rose Code. And I read what are her first ones? I think The Alice Network and The Huntress. I think The Alice Network might have been her first one now, and I absolutely adored it and loved it. This comes out on March 3/21, so March 21st. So I think I'm going to plan on reading this towards the end of February just so I can get a review out and everything for it. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Absolutely, love her stuff. She always writes historical novels, and they're all usually with really strong women characters. They're really thrilling. Sometimes there's romances in them, but they're usually World War II based. And I'm guessing just from the look of this, it's going to be that same thing, 1940s base. Yep, set in 1940. England prepares for the Nazi. A very different woman answers a call to a mysterious county estate in Britain to train train and break German military codes. So she's a military coder, which sounds really, really cool and exciting, and can't wait to read it. Not these ones. Okay. The next one got sent to me, and it doesn't come out till May, but it's Before I Saw You by Emily Huntington, or Houghton. I don't know how to say that. All right, so this is about two people who end up in terrible accidents. So they end up 5 feet away from each other, but they never I don't think for a long part of this book they never see each other, and they don't get along at first, but they're both in this hospital, St. Francis's Hospital, getting better. And I'm guessing going through therapy and healing and everything. So it sounds really, really good. Maybe hard hitting. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes these books are lighter than that, but it sounds really good in a different romantic perspective. And then the next one I picked up at a local used bookstore, but I think it's a book of the month book. But it is A Rogue of One's Own by Evie Dunmore. I read the first one the year before, and then last year this one came out, and I checked it out quite a few times on e-reader or audiobook, and I didn't get into the audiobook, so I just thought I'd buy it and read it. And it's got pretty big typing, so I think it should read really fast. But these are, I don't think these are Regency romances. Maybe they are, but the first one was about girls getting the right to vote. No, Regency was before that. So yeah, turn of the century romances, historical, but kind of with a modern flair. And yeah, the other one got big raves, and I've read better historical romances than that one, but I liked it enough that I'm gonna go ahead and read the second novel. The next book, I have no idea what it's about besides a graffiti artist, but I totally bought this based a book on the cover. I bought it at a used bookstore too, and it says Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. And it's about, I believe it's about a girl who does graffiti. She does it on the School of the Deaf, and her best friend snitches on her, and the principal expels her, and her mom's Julie a one-way ticket to mainstream school in the suburbs. She is treated like an outcast as the only deaf student. So it's about a deaf girl, which sounds completely different and fun. It sounds like a teen YA coming-of-age story, I believe. And I loved the cover. There was something about the cover that I couldn't leave it there on the bookshelves. Let me know if you've read this. I think it came out a little while ago. Let's see, 2017. So yeah, but it looks good. The next one was Netflix Maybe Buy It. Totally. I had never read Julia Quinn's The Duke and I, which came out I think 20 years ago or something, but I had never read this series of historical romance, which I do love them, so I wasn't afraid to buy it after I bought this and then watched Bridgerton, but loved the show. The book, I was like, that was pretty good, but I think the show made me love the book more. So I'm going to go on. I'm going to read the second one in February, and maybe some of the other ones if I get addicted to them. But yeah, couldn't recommend the show enough. So yeah, I just kind of want to see what happens. This book was also sent to me, but it sounded really, really good, and I'm excited about it. But it's like, I think it's not a dystopian, but like it's just in another universe, like completely different from ours. But it's about a girl who like takes her sister's spot, but I just got to read it to you because it's like too hard to explain it all. The first was when her childhood crush Dean fell in love. The second was her older sister. The second was when Crimson, the curse, spread through her eye contact and turned her majority of humanity into flesh-eating monsters. Neither the end of the world changed Charlotte. She still has the shadows of her siblings. Her popular older sister Harlow now commands the forces of the survivors, and her talented younger sister Vanessa is the chosen one, and as legend has it, can end this curse that's going on in the world. And then when the settlement is raided, she takes her sister's place, and everybody thinks that she's the chosen one, when she's really not. It's her younger sister, but it sounds good. It sounds like a definitely escape from this world, teen YA. Looks like a fast read too, and yeah, I'm excited about that one. And it's got a really pretty cover. I like these colors. Really like them. The next one I picked up, I read this such a long time ago, and I collected the first two just like at used bookstores, and this one I collected as a used bookstore too, but I never got to the third. Or I never bought the third one before, but it's Night World by L.J. Smith. She's the one that wrote The Vampire Diaries. Did not like those, but absolutely adored these short stories. There's like 3 short stories in each. They all interconnect, and I don't think she has finished them. I'm not sure if she's done with them yet. But they're really, really good. I loved them. So this one has The Huntress, Black Dawn, and Witchlight. The next one I picked up is the Sophie Kinsella, Undomestic Goddess. I am so excited about this one. I love a good Sophie Kinsella. These are like comfort reads to me. Like, I know what I'm getting. It's always going to be a funny, light comedy. It's going to make me laugh. And I've heard nothing but good things about Undomestic Goddess. There's some of them I didn't really like of hers, but some of them I love. So, you kind of know what you're getting though. Like, her writing style is always the same. And yeah, it sounds really good. This one I read, and it is, oh guys, I like picked it up to like fill some space because I was uploading actually a YouTube video, and I just needed 20 minutes to read. And then I just sat down and read this whole book in like 3 or 4 hours, and it tore me apart. It's highly emotional, but it is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. It's about a girl and a guy who meet when their boyfriend and girlfriend are cheating on them, and that's how this girl and this guy particularly meet. But there's so much emotion that goes on in this book. It's one of her very hard to read books, and it's just, oh, it's so good. It was so good, so sad, and like, oh, it makes you so angry. But I'm so glad I picked it up because it's definitely one I'm going to keep. Definitely one I'm going to keep. The next one is The Player Next Door by K.A. Tucker. I picked this one up because I think it was self-published or something. I couldn't get a hold of it at the library, and I'll have to bookmark it at K.A. Tucker. I also read this one already. After I picked it up, I read it, but it was really cute, and she said she had to write something lighthearted and fluffy because 2020 COVID, she just needed that, and that's exactly what the story was. And yeah, it's about this old boyfriend who totally broke her heart. You know this within like the first chapter, like ripped out her heart in high school, and then she moves home, and he turns out to be living next door with his son, and it's just, yeah, it's lighthearted, it's fluffy. He used to be a football player, and he's gorgeous and all this stuff. Okay, so the next one is This Time Tomorrow by Tessa Bailey. This one I read like first thing when I got it. Like the day I got it, I started reading it because I love Tessa Bailey stuff, but I read Reborn yesterday, earlier this year. I think both of these are self-published, so I went ahead and bought them because there was kind of no other way to get a hold of them. But this one's about like a vampire and this girl who works in a mortuary, and then this one is also about a vampire, of course. But it's like a continuation. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't read these books. But there's a girl you meet in this story who's a vampire slayer. You don't know why she's working with the vampires, but she seems very kind of bad A. And that is her story. So it's really, really good. And yeah, you get this guilt-ridden, stricken vampire, and it's like all this drama from like, you go from New York to Vegas to Russia. You go everywhere in this book. So there's a lot of traveling, and it was really fun. and I'm glad I picked it up as well. Okay. And the last two, I got my Christmas stocking, which I was so excited about, and I didn't even know these came out this year, but they're Lauren Lane's Man of the Year novels, Yours to Keep and Yours and Scandal. I think they're 2020 releases. I believe they were. And I don't know if yeah. So I read last year a bunch of Lauren Layne books, and some of them were pretty good. Some of them were like her writing got way better. But I read these three were her like recent ones in 2019 and 2020, and absolutely adored them. Passion in the Park and everything. They were really, really good. I don't know if you can see those up there, but I'm excited for these to read her newer releases, because as her writing goes on, her writing gets better. Her romance stories get better. And yeah, I'm glad I got these in my Christmas stocking. Okay, so those are all my books in my book haul. I will see you in the next one. See you guys next time. Bye.